the adventure capital of Laos. Vang Vieng is a small riverside town surrounded by towering karst mountains and vast rice fields. While its postcard beauty alone should attract visitors, it's all the fun outdoorsy activities that bring people in. In this video, we'll be exploring Vang Vieng on a guided adventure tour, followed by some self-exploration as we set off once again on motorbike. Let's find out if Vang Vieng is worthy of being called the backpacking adventure town of Laos. Good morning from Vang Vieng. We are so excited to be exploring this backpackers town for the next couple of days. And it is filled with adventure over here with the mountains, the caves, the rivers, and pools. So we actually have a full day tour booked for today.
And then tomorrow, we're going to do a little bit of self-exploration on the motorbike. And thankfully, the hotel that we're staying at, which is the Confetti Garden Hotel, they actually have a travel agency right here in the hotel. So we kind of just booked it with them because we realized as you walk around town, there are a lot of different tour agencies and they charge very similar pricing. Now for us, we kind of try to pick a tour that was a little bit more all-encompassing. So I think we got some tubing, we got some caving, we got a zip line.
And kayaking.
And kayaking, super stoked about all of these adventures. The tuk-tuk should be coming to pick us up in about 20 minutes or so. And we're so excited to start off this adventure.
But Jason decided not to part with his bucket hat that he got in Luang Prabang. I was hoping to throw it out the window, but haven't been so lucky. We'll be honest, the start of the tour wasn't great. We spent almost 2 hours just driving around town picking people up while passing our hotel 3 separate times. Apparently, this isn't a unique situation and pickup coordination might be in disarray, so just keep that in mind and expect some delays. It became the city tour we never asked for. Finally made it to our first stop after a long, bumpy, dusty, muddy tuk-tuk ride. We're here at the water cave, I believe, and this is where we're gonna go tubing. So nice cool down after that really long ride.
They did mention that we might get a little bit wet, so we switched over to the GoPro. Hopefully the audio will be okay once we are inside the cave. And then afterwards, we're gonna head over to Elephant Cave. Not too sure. You know anything about this cave?
I think it's pretty small.
Yeah, a smaller cave.
So like one photo, I think there's like a little Buddha statue in there. That's pretty much all I know.
Yeah, they did give us these life jackets that you're supposed to wear. They actually provide you with waterproof bags. That's kind of cool. So you can put all of your like important belongings, your wallet, keys, phone. You can just toss it in there. You look so stylish in our headlamps.
They stink. They smell really bad. Because they're just like soaked in water all the time and they've never been dried.
Let me tell you guys, cave tubing is not a relaxing time whatsoever. We thought we would just drift slowly through the water and enjoy our time admiring the cave structures, but that's not it at all. You need to pull yourself along the rope the entire way with a couple of sections in which you have to hop off and walk. Factor in how dark it was and we couldn't see anything interesting, so skip cave tubing if you can. But hey, at least we got a good workout in.
Tubing was definitely an interesting experience. It felt more of a workout than anything else. And then we hopped over by tuk-tuk for like 1 minute and we came over to the Elephant Cave. It's literally just the mouth of a cave. They have some Buddha statues inside of it. There's a little rock that kind of resembles an elephant. The next activity on the list is to go kayaking. We're going to go to the main river that flows right through Vang Vieng. The current's actually going super fast, so I don't think we actually need to paddle whatsoever. I think the current's going to take us right to our endpoint.
This is a life.
Yes, I paddle. You sit and relax in a little Hello, passenger princess. Let me kayak us to our lunch spot.
Yeah, I'm hungry from all the caving, all the arm workout that we had to do in the cave. Pretty hungry now.
This is pretty peaceful. This is probably the highlight so far.
I think so. The mountains look amazing. The breeze is really coming through. The water's glistening. It's very calm, and it does most of the work for us.
Who's the okay, yeah. You know what? Why don't I just stop paddling?
Okay, Jason too. He's getting some of the work.
As we pulled into our lunch spot, Jason said hello to the cutest little puppy. We enjoyed a basic yet filling lunch before our next stop on the tour.
Yeah, we're just getting fitted right now for the zip line. So comfortable.
Well, that was fun. Just practicing a little demo there to just make sure that we know all the right moves before we actually get on the zip line.
What is weird though is that you actually have to self-brake a little bit. We've done zip lines before, but this is the first time we've ever seen that. It's actually a little bit sketchy moving your hand on the little bike tires to stop because yeah, if you miss that bike tire, your hand is literally grabbing the middle wire.
Yeah.
I can't imagine the burn that you get on your hand.
Yeah.
So safety wise.
Also, the braking is important, otherwise you might get whiplash or swing right into the guide who's trying to catch you on the platform.
Yeah, I'll be fully honest. One thing to know is I think safety here is a little bit on the iffy side, to be honest. But I feel like if you just brake it out a little bit and just be a little bit mindful as to what you're doing, you should be okay. I did not know that a suspension bridge was part of the agenda. Yo, this is actually a little bit sketch, especially doing it with one hand, but you are strapped in, thankfully. Woo! Okay, I think I'm gonna put this down.
Ziplining was a lot more fun than we expected. The lines were quite long, and there were actually 4 instead of 3. We went through the jungle a bit, and the mountains were amazing. But now that we're done that, and a little bit sweaty from it, we're gonna be heading to the Blue Lagoon for a nice cooling dip.
The Blue Lagoon was extremely busy, with pretty much every single tour group ending their day trip here. A few people were jumping off the platform, which brought us a little bit of entertainment. With this being our last spot, we enjoyed the views of the mountains as we rode back into town. The next morning, we took our rented motorbike and headed out on a sunrise mission. The roads were not well maintained, and riding in the pitch black was a challenge to say the least. With so many potholes to avoid and sketchy, rickety bridges to cross, we just hoped that this early wake-up call was worth it.
And we are beginning the trek up to Nam Xay Viewpoint. It opens at 5 o'clock every single morning. We're here about 5:15ish, and it says it takes about half an hour to complete. But we did read online that it takes much closer to 45 to almost an hour.
Got a new friend, little tarantula over here. He's greeting us along the path. Thank you, sir. Thank you for letting me pass through. Or ma'am.
think that did take half an hour on the dot, pretty much. So I think it was actually pretty accurate. I think half an hour is all you need. Of course, if it does rain, expect it to be way longer.
Honestly, don't even do it in the rain.
No, it's pretty bad. And I think right now we're just gonna sit here, relax a little bit, wait for the sun to come up.
Yay. I think I look pretty stylish right now. This is the fit that I'm rocking, but the climb down was actually not as bad as I expected. There are some slippery rocks that are indicated by them being black and shiny, but if you avoid them and use the bamboo holds and the wire cables, you'll be totally fine coming down, especially in the daylight. But we're heading back to our hotel now. We're gonna be grabbing our breakfast, which is included, and then we're gonna be heading back out in the day by motorcycle. We're just gonna venture on our own and maybe hit up some lagoons.
One of the highlights of our time in Vang Vieng was simply riding around the countryside. We highly recommend renting your own scooter if you're comfortable, or get a side-by-side to cruise around. We've ridden scooters in quite a few countries in Southeast Asia now, and this was easily one of the most stunning drives. All right, over to our next stop, Lagoon 3.
The last 300 meters after you purchase your tickets, which by the way does cost 20,000 kip per person, was just full on gravel. It wasn't the easiest to ride on, but taking our time, we did make it here safely. It is so much quieter than over at Lagoon 1. I think there's a total of like 6 or 7 lagoons here in Vang Vieng, and 3 is definitely a really popular destination, but it's great if you actually want to come swim. A lot of different places that you can rent out little cabanas, there's different seating right by the water. I see tubes, I see swings. This should be a lot of fun here.
After enjoying our time at Lagoon 3, we rode back into town just in time for an early dinner. Happy Mango serves some delicious Thai food, and Thai cuisine is top 3 for us. Of course, given the restaurant name, we had to get the mango sticky rice for dessert, and it was delish. For our final activity, we went to a sunset spot literally pinned as sunset view of the mountains. Just type that right into Google Maps and you'll find it. As the sun went down, we said goodbye to our time in Vang Vieng.